Imagine a life where you suddenly begin to see beyond what's visible, as if a new dimension opens up around you. Everyday moments feel different, charged with energy you never noticed before. You're out for a walk and you feel connected to everything, the trees, the sky, even the ground beneath your feet, on a level you can't quite explain. You might notice things about people you never caught before, like a sense of their emotions or intentions just by being near them. Now, I know this might sound a bit mystical, but what if I told you that some people who've experienced this say it all began when they unlocked their third eye? The concept of the third eye has fascinated people for centuries, from ancient Eastern philosophies to modern seekers of inner truth. But it isn't some mythical symbol, it's something profoundly real and, for those who open it, profoundly transformative. They say it's like lifting a veil from your mind, seeing the truth with a new kind of clarity. You see, opening your third eye is about much more than gaining a heightened sense of perception. It's about changing the way you experience life on a fundamental level, connecting to parts of yourself and the world that you never even knew were there. You might be wondering, does everyone have the power to open this eye? And if so, what's actually waiting on the other side of that experience? What does it mean for your relationships, your personal growth, or even the way you make decisions? Opening the third eye can feel like entering a world filled with unexpected insights, and it's not always the comforting or easy journey some might think. In fact, many people describe the initial steps as challenging, even intimidating, like confronting parts of yourself you didn't want to see. But here's the thing. They say that those who embrace the journey find a clarity and peace they'd never trade back. So if you've ever felt that pull, that deep curiosity about understanding more of yourself, the world, and the universe in a whole new way, you might already be on the path. My name is Dante, and in this episode of Inner Guided, I'm going to take you deep into what really happens when you open your third eye. Let's get started. The awakening. What happens when your third eye begins to open? When people talk about opening the third eye, they often describe it as a feeling of awakening, like a part of them that was asleep finally starts to come to life. This awakening doesn't always happen in one single moment. Instead, it's often a gradual process. Imagine it like a sunrise. Slowly, things begin to light up, colors become vivid, and shapes you didn't notice in the darkness become clear. At first, you might just feel a subtle shift, a deep sense of awareness that feels new. It's like seeing the world with new eyes, where even the most ordinary experiences start to feel loaded with meaning and connection. One of the first things people report when their third eye begins to open is a heightened sense of intuition. Maybe you've experienced those moments where you just know something without logical reasoning behind it. Well, imagine that feeling multiplied. You might start to pick up on people's emotions or intentions before they say a word, or feel drawn to certain decisions without really understanding why. It's as though your inner compass, once quiet, is now loud and clear, guiding you in ways you never expected. This intuition can lead to deep insights, but it can also make life more complex. Suddenly, things that used to feel simple carry hidden layers, and every decision might seem packed with consequence. Then, there's the sensation of interconnectedness. For some, this might be subtle, like feeling unusually in tune with nature or noticing the beauty in small details. For others, it's like a sudden realization that everything is connected. This sense of oneness can be awe-inspiring, making everyday encounters feel magical, but can also bring up emotions that feel overwhelming. You might find yourself wondering about your purpose in life or what role you play in this vast universe. It's like standing on the edge of something huge, feeling small but deeply connected at the same time. Many people describe vivid, sometimes even symbolic dreams during this phase. These dreams often feel more intense and meaningful than the usual nighttime visions. They may bring up memories or show you scenarios that make you question parts of yourself you hadn't considered before. Some people even start seeing repetitive patterns in their lives or experience déjà vu more frequently. It's as if your mind is trying to communicate with you through these symbols, encouraging you to dig deeper, to see beyond the surface. But here's where things get truly fascinating. This awakening doesn't just change how you see the world, it also changes how you see yourself. You might feel a pull to break old habits, rethink friendships, or even reconsider career choices. It's like this new perspective doesn't let you look away from the truth, even if it's inconvenient. Suddenly, you might find yourself questioning beliefs you've held for years, challenging assumptions you thought were just the way things are. The more your third eye opens, the more you're pulled to align with your authentic self, and while that can be liberating, it's also a journey that asks a lot of you. In short, the awakening of the third eye feels like a call to expand, to grow, and to see beyond what's comfortable. It's a journey that starts with curiosity, but quickly demands courage. Are you prepared to look deeper, to see more, even if it changes everything you thought you knew? Because that's the beauty and the challenge of an open third eye. Facing shadows, the challenges of a third eye awakening. As exciting as opening your third eye sounds, there's a side to this journey that often goes unmentioned: the shadows you'll encounter. When people begin to awaken their third eye, they don't just start to see the beauty and connection in the world around them. They also start to see hidden parts of themselves that have been buried, ignored, or repressed. Imagine you're shining a light into a dark attic you've never cleaned out. At first, the light reveals dust and forgotten memories, but as you dig deeper, you start to uncover things you didn't even know were there, things you might not even want to see. One of the first shadows people encounter is the presence of past traumas or unresolved emotions. These aren't always dramatic or obvious. Sometimes, they come as subtle memories or sensations that seem to arise from nowhere. For instance, you might suddenly recall something from childhood that you haven't thought about in years, or feel a wave of sadness or anger that doesn't seem tied to your present circumstances. This is your subconscious bringing unresolved feelings to the surface, giving you a chance to process and release them. It can feel unsettling, even overwhelming, especially when emotions arise that you thought were long forgotten. This phase of facing shadows often leads to a period of introspection. You might find yourself questioning your motivations, past decisions, and even the way you interact with others. Are there patterns of behavior that don't serve you anymore? Are there aspects of your personality that you've been hiding or avoiding? This reflection can bring a lot of clarity, but it can also create tension. After all, it's not easy to confront parts of yourself that you'd rather not acknowledge. But here's the truth: this shadow work is essential if you want to move forward. It's like clearing out the clutter of your mind and soul, making room for something deeper and more genuine to take its place. Another challenge that many face is the feeling of being different or disconnected from those around them. As you begin to see and experience life from this new perspective, you might notice that old relationships feel strained or that you can't connect with certain people in the same way. It's not uncommon to feel a sense of loneliness during this phase, wondering if anyone else understands what you're going through. You might even feel tempted to ignore or suppress this awakening just to fit back into your old patterns. But remember, this discomfort is part of the growth process. Sometimes, the journey of opening your third eye means letting go of what no longer aligns with your true self, even if that feels painful in the moment. Then there's the challenge of dealing with heightened sensitivity. As your awareness expands, so does your sensitivity to energy and emotions, both yours and others. You might feel overwhelmed in crowded spaces or drained after interacting with certain people. This is because you're picking up on the subtle energies around you, which can be a powerful skill, but also a heavy burden if you're not prepared for it. Learning to set boundaries to protect your own energy becomes crucial. You start to understand that self-care isn't just about taking breaks or relaxing. It's about actively managing your mental and emotional space. Yet, with every challenge comes growth. Facing these shadows, as difficult as it may be, allows you to transform. Each time you confront a painful memory or an uncomfortable truth about yourself, you're peeling back layers that block your true potential. You begin to understand that these shadows aren't there to harm you. They're there to teach you, to help you become the person you're meant to be. Think of it as a process of purification, where each obstacle, each discomfort, brings you closer to a place of clarity, peace, and authenticity. Opening your third eye isn't just about seeing more. It's about understanding yourself more deeply than you ever have. And yes, it's a difficult road, but every step prepares you to live a life that's in alignment with your highest self. So the question is, are you ready to face these shadows, to clear the path for something greater? Living with awareness, how your third eye changes everyday life. Once your third eye is open, the world never quite looks the same. The colors seem more vibrant, the sound sharper, and there's an underlying sense of energy in everything around you. But beyond these sensory changes, the most profound shift happens within you. Living with an open third eye means living with a heightened awareness, not just of the external world, but of your inner world as well. You begin to see connections, patterns, and meanings that once eluded you, and this new awareness influences every part of your daily life. One of the first ways this new perspective affects you is in how you perceive relationships. When you look at people now, you don't just see them as they present themselves. You start to sense their emotions, intentions, and even the layers they might be hiding. This can be both a blessing and a challenge. You might find yourself empathizing deeply with others, feeling their pain or joy as if it were your own. This can make your connections more meaningful, as you truly understand people on a level that goes beyond words. However, it can also make you painfully aware of any negative energy or unresolved issues in your relationships. If someone close to you is struggling or hiding something, you'll feel it more acutely, which might push you to either help them or create distance to protect your own energy. Living with an open third eye also affects how you make decisions. With this new clarity, you often find yourself guided by a deep sense of intuition, almost like an inner voice that's louder and more confident than before. Decisions that once seemed complicated now feel simpler because you're more in tune with what truly resonates with you. It's not about logic alone anymore. It's about what feels right, even if you can't fully explain why. This can be liberating, giving you the courage to take risks you might have avoided in the past, trusting that your intuition is leading you to the experiences you're meant to have. Another profound effect of this heightened awareness is the sense of purpose that often emerges. As you start to see the interconnectedness of life, you might feel a strong pull towards something meaningful. This purpose doesn't always have to be grand or world-changing. It could be something as simple as being present in your relationships, pursuing a creative passion, or contributing to your community in a way that feels authentic to you. But whatever it is, you'll likely feel an inner drive to live in alignment with your values, to contribute positively, and to leave an impact, no matter how small. At the same time, living with an open third eye brings a new set of responsibilities. You become aware of how your actions, words, and even thoughts influence not just yourself, but also the people and environment around you. This sense of accountability can feel heavy at times because you realize that even small decisions carry weight. But it also gives you a sense of empowerment, knowing that you have the ability to bring positive energy into every interaction and space you enter. This shift might lead you to make more mindful choices, whether it's through practicing kindness, conserving resources, or simply being present in your daily interactions. But here's the thing, living with this level of awareness doesn't mean life becomes perfect or that challenges disappear. In fact, you might still experience stress, sadness, or frustration, but with an open third eye, you're able to observe these emotions without becoming overwhelmed by them. You start to see them as part of your journey, understanding that they're opportunities for growth rather than obstacles. It's as if you have an inner compass that keeps you grounded, reminding you that every experience, whether positive or negative, contributes to your evolution. For those around you, this transformation might seem subtle. They may notice you're calmer, more reflective, or that you respond to situations differently. Friends and family might even be drawn to you for advice or support, sensing the peace that your awareness brings. And over time, you might inspire others to explore their own paths of self-discovery, creating a ripple effect that goes beyond what you can see. In essence, living with an open third eye is about embracing a life that's deeply intentional, grounded in compassion, and aligned with your truest self. It's about seeing beauty where others see routine, finding meaning where others see chaos, and feeling connected to something greater than yourself. And while this path isn't always easy, it's filled with rewards that make every challenge worth it. So, are you ready to take the leap and live with this awareness, knowing it will change your life forever? As you've discovered, opening your third eye is a journey, a path that not only changes how you see the world, but transforms the way you experience life at every level. It's not just a mystical idea or something reserved for spiritual seekers. It's a real, personal awakening that any of us can tap into if we're open to it. And while it can be intense, confronting shadows, navigating new sensitivities, and making choices that feel deeply authentic, it's also one of the most rewarding paths to true understanding and peace. Imagine a life where you're guided not by external pressures, but by a clear, inner knowing that resonates with who you truly are. If you felt a pull toward opening your third eye, don't let anything hold you back. Yes, it can be challenging, and yes, there are moments of discomfort. But remember, every step you take brings you closer to living a life that's fully aligned with your soul's purpose. And isn't that what we're all here to do? To experience this life as deeply, as truthfully, and as beautifully as we can? Now, if you're ready to take this journey further and dive deeper into your personal growth, I have another video that's essential for anyone exploring the power of inner awareness, energetic detox, how to cleanse negative energies. In it, we'll look at practical ways to protect and purify your energy, which is especially important as you navigate the shifts and sensitivities that come with an open third eye. Learning how to cleanse and renew your energy can make all the difference, allowing you to move forward with clarity, strength, and peace. Thank you for being here on this journey with me. I'm Dante, and this is another episode of Inner Guided. Don't forget to subscribe if you want more content like this. There's so much more we're going to uncover together. And if you have any thoughts, experiences, or questions about opening your third eye, drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you and support you on your path. Now, let's continue the journey. Check out our next video on energetic detox, how to cleanse negative energies. You won't want to miss it.